It's all a charade unless he dies in the next 361 days. All that and more now on Kraft's Grievances. The third Republican presidential debate taking place last night in Miami and revealing once again that all the candidates remain unwilling to take on the far and away frontrunner for the nomination, Donald Trump. With the exception of the first and last question of the debate, Trump's name went virtually unmentioned for the entire 2-hour forum that mostly focused on foreign policy. And while I appreciated the largely substantive discussion on how the candidates would handle the wars in Israel and Ukraine and the threats posed by China and Iran, none of it matters because Trump is almost certainly going to be the party's nominee. The former president once again skipping the debate and counter-programming by holding a rally about 10 miles away. And unlike the candidates on the debate stage, Trump was more than willing to talk about the 91 felony charges against him across 4 criminal cases. Trump boasting to the cheers of hundreds of his supporters, quote, "Every time I'm indicted, I consider it a badge of honor because I'm being indicted for you." And the fact that such an assertion is an applause line for any Republican, not to mention millions of them, explains why the GOP was always going to renominate Trump. 57% of Republican primary voters now say they back the twice impeached former president for their party's nomination. This stranglehold, according to 538's polling average, only increasing since Trump declared his intention to run for president again almost a year ago to the day. Even if all the Republican candidates running against Trump were to unite behind one of them, they could still not beat Trump. Combined, the 5 candidates on the debate stage last night have the support of just 33% of Republican primary voters. Trump, remember, has almost 60% support. And maybe Republicans would have been able to stop Trump if they had started aggressively attacking him last year. But I'm not that convinced. Trump's continued dominance is the direct result of political appeasement by the Republican Party. Since 2015, all Americans have known that Trump was wholly unfit to hold any elected office in the United States. Long before his presidency, impeachments, and indictments, Trump proudly attacked Republican Senator John McCain as, quote, "not a real war hero," because McCain was captured and held as a prisoner of war while serving in the Navy. This vicious assault on the 2008 Republican nominee did draw backlash from members of the Republican Party, including Senators Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, and Mitt Romney. But they did not permanently renounce their support for him. Even McCain said he would still vote for Trump because, quote, "I'm a proud Republican and I support the Republican Party." McCain would later retract his support for Trump after the release of the Access Hollywood tape, in which Trump brags he can grope women without their consent. Nevertheless, the Republican Party stood by their presumptive nominee, allowing the American people to elect him President of the United States. This most disgraceful chapter in American history, that still is not over, principally the fault of the Republican Party and the elected officials who carry its mantle. This morning we learned that the next Republican presidential debate will take place next month in Alabama. But in a sign of its insignificance, the once again Trump-free forum will take place on the little-watched cable network News Nation. In addition, the moderator for the debate will be a conservative podcast host who was canned by NBC News after she suggested on air that it was appropriate for white people to dress in blackface. Yikes. What are we doing here, and why are we doing this all again? Thank you for watching this edition of Graph's Grievances. Let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, share, and join me tomorrow for more.